Okay, so for anyone listening to the recording, this is our team call for Thursday, September 3rd, which is crazy. I feel like already we are well into the month. I start to kind of think about game plan and getting my Success Club points out of the way so that I can kind of continue to rock and roll. So I know that we have a lot going on in our team. Our team is growing so much, and it's just so exciting. Honestly, every time I check into the page and I see you guys posting and introducing new coaches and tagging your team, I can't tell you how excited I am to see you guys kind of where I was not too long ago is really a cool thing. So you're just doing awesome. I'm so excited for everyone that is new that is here. If you were on the Getting Started Right call last night or you listened to the recording, hopefully you found that helpful and you're feeling like you're in a good place right now getting started. I know that we have had a lot of rock stars hit Success Club, and I apologize. I haven't gotten a chance to post that stuff from last month and give you guys a good shout out, but I will. I promise I will get around to that. So keep rocking and rolling. You guys are doing awesome. I'm really excited for September because I feel like, even if you are, for me in the education field, I always kind of think of September as a fresh start because I'm so used to going back to school. But even if you're not someone who is in education, or even if you don't have someone, you're not someone who has kids that are going back to school, I feel like everyone kind of feels that September is a fresh start, right? The summer is coming to an end, unfortunately. If you're in New Jersey like me, the weather is soon going to start to change. It's going to get dark earlier. Like, all these things happen, and I think it causes a shift in everyone's mood, and everyone's priorities shift a little bit. And while things get a little bit crazy with going back to school schedules, if you have kids and sports and this and that, people are kind of ready to get back into the swing of things. They have a little bit more time to devote to themselves because maybe they're not going to barbecues and pool parties. So we want to kind of take advantage of that. So I've got some good ideas for September. Well, hopefully you'll think that they're good ideas that I'm going to share with you. And I'm really kind of thinking, because our team is growing so much and I feel like we have a really good energy, I feel like I welcome you all to do your own thing, and I'm really excited to see you start to branch off and do your own thing. But I also think that there's some kind of value in numbers and value in having an energetic big group. So if I post about my groups, I am posting about my groups tonight. When I show you what groups I have running, feel free to jump in with me, and then we will just split the responsibility so that the people in the group that you invite see you as a leader as well. But that way we have a big energy and a big presence and kind of get people psyched and pumped up. So that being said, hopefully by now you know what the September promos are. We have PIO Challenge Pack on sale. If you don't know anything about PIO, it's a really great program. It's really different. I really like the intense programs. Shanti is my guy. I love him. I love his workouts. I love his energy. But Chalene just is like it's just a different thing. Like, if you've never listened to her podcast or done her workouts, she's just one of those people who's like a really feel good person. Like, you're doing PIO and she's like, "You're beautiful. You're doing great." And you're like, "Yeah, I am. Yes, I am." So it's a really good, like, feel good program. And I feel like it's a good one. There's so many different angles you can take when you're promoting PIO. It's good for people who are runners and are looking for something to supplement their running routine. It's good for people who are looking for increased flexibility. I know it's good for people who have back issues. Kathleen on our team, Kathleen the Fave, I don't even know if I said that right. Anyway, she has done PIO, and she will tell you that it works wonders for her back. She's got back issues, and so she loves that, and I'm sure she can post about it and talk about it a little bit if you want to ask her. But so, there are so many different angles you can take when you're promoting PIO. So kind of think about that. Like I said, if you haven't done it already, I would go into your Beachbody On Demand and try a workout out. And if you don't do that, at least go in to the back office and look at the product video so you have an idea of what it looks like and kind of what the feel for it is, so that when you're talking to your customers, you're comfortable promoting it and talking about it. And again, reach out to people who have done it, like Kathleen, and can give you their perspective. PIO also comes with a meal plan. and it's very similar to the 21-day fix. They didn't do the containers on PIO when it came out, but the format of it is very similar. I believe it's color coded. I have to pull mine out. But instead of the containers, it gives you like measurements, but it's all like the food, broken into the food groups and things. So it's really user friendly and really easy to follow. So that's another good talking point when you're talking to people about PIO. Also, there's the PIO Kickstart Challenge Pack, which is a great option for people because then they're getting the 3-day refresh right along with the program. So it's like a huge value. If you didn't already see it, the Success Club promotion for this month is the P90 pack, and it's P90X, P90X2, and then I think it's P90X Plus, which is like the graduate program. And you get all 3 of those things, which is like $300 worth of programs, which is awesome because then you now have, you've got all these programs. So there are a number of things you can do with them. You can do them yourself and talk about them and promote them. You can, maybe you are doing a program that like the 21-day fix and your husband or your spouse or your whatever is like, I wouldn't do that. And you can kind of get them on board with it, or you can keep them and do them as giveaways. So that's a good option too. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you hit Success Club 5 this month, which everyone should make that their goal, then you will earn a really awesome prize. So that's what's going on as far as corporate is concerned for September. Moving on, I wanted to talk to you guys about my plan for September, and then I have a few other things that I want to mention. So if you didn't see the image that I just posted, I have a lot planned for September, and as I was typing it out, I was giving myself a little bit of anxiety, but I know that we are a team, and I'm sure we're going to pull together and kind of get this done. And I feel like, this plan will really help us all, regardless of where we are at our levels. And that was kind of what I had in mind when I created this plan. How could I move my own business forward? And then how can I support you as coaches? So that being said, and don't feel overwhelmed when I'm saying all of this because I posted the image with the schedule on our team page. So September 7th is Monday, and I'm kicking off with our Coach Training Academy. So if you are a brand new coach or you are a coach who has new coaches, they're going to go in this Coach Training Academy. We're going to kick off on Monday. It's a 21-day group. It's going to be run like a challenge group. You're going to be added to a page. I'll start to put that together. You're going to be in there. We're going to give you a post every single day. You're going to get a post from myself or other leader coaches on our team. We're going to give you an assignment or a tip that's going to help you move your business forward. And I strongly encourage you, just like we encourage our challengers to be really active and really participate in these groups, I urge you to do that. Any question you have, post it, because you can ask your coach, your upline sponsor, a question and get an answer, right? But if you post it in that group, then it may be a question that someone else had and can benefit from. Or you can post it and maybe I have one answer and Megan has another answer or Alyssa has another answer. So you want to make sure to do that. And you want to be sure to ask your questions in that group and really participate and really put yourself out there. As you're creating your introductory post as a coach, you want to share that with the group before you post it. So we can say, that's awesome. That looks really great. I think I'm going to do the same thing. Or I think I would word this a little bit differently. And really we can support you in doing that. So that kicks off on Monday, 21 days. So by the end of the month, you'll have graduated from that and move on to the next step in your business. If you are not a new coach, I have 2 other groups that I'm starting. And I think that regardless of where you are in your business, you could fall into one of these categories. And I think it would be a really good idea for you to choose one of these groups to go into. So the first group is a 3 vital behaviors group. So, we talk about the 3 vital behaviors that corporate has created. Any coach will tell you, regardless of how successful or unsuccessful they are in their business and where they are, when you do the 3 vital behaviors, you see your business move forward. So I want to focus on those 3 vital behaviors. So it's inviting, being a product of the product, and personal development. And so for 21 days, just like the Coach Training Academy, we're going to do a 3 vital behaviors group, kind of going back to basics and really just being very intentional in our business so that we can see success. And again, just like the new coach group and just like our challenge groups, they're meant to create a sense of community and a sense of support and togetherness, so that even though you are your own boss and you set your own goals, you've got the support of all of us. And then the last group that I'm offering for coaches, also starting on September 7th, is the Fast Track to Diamond group. So if you are someone who is saying, you know what, I want to go pedal to the metal, I want to see my business grow, I want to create a team and lead other people, I want to team cycle bonus and earn more income, I want to help as many people as possible, then Fast Track to Diamond is something that I think you should strongly consider. I will say that I want you to have at least one coach signed under you by the time September 7th, Monday comes, so that you're in a good place to get yourself on track to Diamond and that it's a feasible goal for you. Again, it's going to be a 21-day group, so all 3 of these groups will be 21 days. So at the end of the 21 days, we all can say, okay, this is how it went. We can reassess where we are in our business, and we can decide where we want to go next. So those are the 3 groups. So again, if you're a new coach, Coach Training Academy, everyone else, you can choose between the 3 vital behaviors and the Fast Track to Diamond. And myself, along with the other kind of leaders on our team, will come up with some fun things and some fun incentives to give you guys along the way and make those groups as successful as possible. So that's what's going on for you. Now let's talk about our challengers. So just a quick rundown, and then I'll go back and explain. The following Monday, September 14th, I'm going to host a 5-day Beachbody party. And I have beach and in parentheses body party. And I think we can kind of give this a spin as an end of the summer beach party, kind of really fun group that I'll talk about in a second. But that'll be September 14th, and it'll run for 5 days. I'm going to run one. You're welcome to throw people in and run it with me, which I'll talk about in a second, or you're welcome to use the guide that I have and do your own. The following Monday, September 21st, is going to be my general challenge group. I was going to call it Back to School, Back to You, but now that I'm thinking about it, and it's going to be kind of the middle of the month, I think I'm going to go with Fall into Fitness, because then I can kind of run it through fall. I'll start it off as a 30-day group, and then if those people are really active and participating, I'm going to continue it for 60 days and add people along the way, so that in October, if I don't want to start a new group, I can always add people in and make that kind of ongoing for a month or two. So that's going to be my preseason week, September 21st. I'll talk about that more in a second. That September 21st, the 3rd Monday of the month, I'm also going to do my 3-day sneak peek into coaching. We did this last month, and it was so successful. And I think that part of it, the reason it was so successful was because the coaches who were in there were so excited to invite and to have people in there, and we're really excited to talk about the business and what it's done for them. And I think the energy and the enthusiasm that we have for what we do becomes contagious, and I think that's why we were so successful. So I strongly urge you guys to go ahead and jump on board and host a sneak peek, but I really would love for us all to do it together. And you can even make your own videos so that people are, I think what we did last month was every coach that was in the group did a video about what coaching has done for them, or kind of their perspective, so that the people they invited saw them and didn't just see me. So that worked out really well. And that will be September 21st. That Wednesday, so the sneak peek will start on Monday, run Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday night, I'm going to do a business opportunity call where I will talk about the opportunity. So the people who are in the sneak peek can end the week with a call with me explaining the business, and any other coaches that want to get on live and jump in, or you can run your own business opportunity call. That's something that you can absolutely do. I'll give you the resources. There are resources in the back office. And then that's always a good thing to do, because then if you have someone who approaches you or you want to approach about coaching, what you can do is do a business opportunity call and record it. And then at any point in time, you don't have to wait for that sneak peek week. You can send that recording to people. And that's a really good thing to have kind of just in your files. And then finally, when we come off of that week of the coach sneak peek or coach open house, however we want to call it, on September 30th, that final Monday of the month, we're going to do another Getting Started Right call for anyone who signs up that week. So any new coaches will have a Getting Started Right call, and then we'll be right back to where we are tonight, right? So it kind of just goes in a cycle. And so what we'll do is we'll, start our month off with a plan like this. go through the month, see how it goes, reassess, and then kind of use what worked the next month and change what didn't work. So that's kind of the plan. Now, let me just grab the baby because she's going to start crying. Sorry. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Okay, so what you'll kind of notice about that schedule is that the first 2 weeks, I'm really focusing on you guys who are already part of my business, as well as getting new customers and advertising for challenge groups. Then I'm going to start the challenge group, and then I'll shift my focus for the last 2 weeks to recruiting. And that's what Melanie does. It works for her, so that's kind of where I'm going. It also gives me a focus in my mind so that I'm not like, should I post about a challenge group or should I post about recruiting? Should I post about the business opportunity or should I post about my weight loss? Like, I kind of have a plan in my mind and a theme in my mind so that I'm not going crazy trying to figure out what I can post at the best times. So that's kind of how that goes. Now, let me just go back to that September 14th beach party and explain how it goes. If you listened to Monday night's Dream Team call, you know what I'm talking about. You heard Katie Pivawar is a coach on the Dream Team, a friend of mine who created this idea last month and had amazing success with it. So Melanie asked her to talk about it on the Dream Team call Monday night. So basically what it is it's a 5-day, kind of like a sneak peek, but it's not a sneak peek into coaching. It's really a sneak peek into the Beachbody products and challenge groups and how you can find something that works for you. So I posted the guide, and Katie, if you have never seen her Facebook page, Katie Pivawar she's I want to say she's 2-star. Yeah, she's a 2-star coach as well. She has been coaching for maybe 3 years. She just quit her full-time job yesterday. She's very funny. Like, she's got, if you watch her post, she always kind of has humor and funny random things that you're like, what? She's like one of those people who post like funny cat pictures and like just funny stuff. So when you look at this guide, you'll see that element of her humor in the posts. And sometimes I feel like when you're using someone else's guide, you're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't even sound like me. But when I was reading through it, I was like, I could totally use this, because I feel like when you're hosting a party, an online party, it's got to be just that. It's got to be fun and quirky and funny. And so she does a really nice job of creating those posts. So it's 5 days. So the first day she talks all about Shakeology, and she adds a lot of humor, which really works because, it kind of like targets all those objections that people have, but in like a funny way. So it just works. When you read it, you'll understand what I'm saying. So Monday, she talks all about Shakeology, and then she talks about the Shakeology boosts, and she talks about, the perks. And then at the end of Monday, she has a giveaway for a Shakeology sample. So then Tuesday, she goes into the beginner programs that Beachbody has to offer, and she highlights and explains what they are, and then gives a video clip from the back office of each program. And then she goes into the next day, more advanced programs, and does the same thing, explains it, who it would be good for, and gives a video clip of the program. And then she goes into the performance line and explains all of that. And then she goes into Derm Exclusive, the skincare line, which we often don't talk about, right? So throughout the week, she's really just talking about all of the products, because, people see your posts and see you talking about your workout, and they see you talking about your challenge groups, but a lot of people don't know what Beachbody has to offer, and they may see you hold up a cup that says Shakeology and talk about Shakeology, but they don't know what it is. They think it's just, another meal replacement or another protein shake, and this is like a great way to go into it and explain it without word vomiting. And the fun element of it is that she does like contests and giveaways, and so you'll see this on the document. Each day there's a giveaway at the end of the day, and it's based on the people in the group participating. So basically, when she advertises for this group and when she talks to people about this group, she does make them create a free account with her. Now, this is something, when you host a free group, sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to make people create a free account. But the purpose of this 5-day group is to drive your volume. And as she goes through the guide, she talks about making purchases. And then there's like, you can enter a drawing if you purchase a challenge pack, and you can get another entry if you get a friend to purchase a challenge pack. So you want people to have that free account before they enter the group. So once they create a free account, she adds them to this group page. And then, like I said, every day there's a giveaway. And then at the end, there's like a grand prize giveaway. She gives away a P90 program. So as I'm reading through this, I'm like, how would this work? If we were to do this team wide, how does this work if, I'm doing the posts, but Amanda has a customer she invites and that person wins the prize because I'm doing a drawing, right? So now am I responsible for giving the prizes? So she talked about that and she said what they did was anyone who wanted to participate, any of the coaches who wanted to participate, agreed that they would do a drawing. And so if I pick a name and it's Cheryl's customer who wins, then Cheryl just reimburses me for the prize. So if it's a shaker cup and a packet of Shakeology, Cheryl could reimburse me the $5, bucks for the packet of Shakeology or whatever it's going to be. And I thought that was fair. Like that makes sense because now that person's your customer and you're going to be making commission off of them. So it just makes sense for that to work. And then I think this is all detailed in the document. She talks about how at the end, the grand prize, they all chipped in because it was a whole program. So you could do whatever program. They chose, I think it was P90, the P90 Deluxe, because they felt that it wasn't a program that was in high demand, right? It wasn't like the 21-day fix or PIO or size or any of those big ones that are out right now and really in high demand. But it was something of value, and it was a grand prize that everyone could get excited for. And what they did was any coach who participated in the group, any coach who added customers to the group, they all chipped in for that product just because they were in hopes that their customer would be the one to win the prize. Because it would be a hefty amount of money for one person to take on the overhead. But when they split it all up, I think she said it cost them less than $20 each or whatever. And so the outcome of this group was her volume doubled. Her income that month doubled. Her customer list went through the roof. Her team volume doubled. Like she just had really great success from this. And I think that it's something that I'm like, you know what, why not? We do a coach sneak peek. We see that that's successful. It's a way for people to get information in a fun way. It's a way for us to increase our customer list. It's something that you can post about in those like Moms on a Budget or community pages to get new customers. It's a great way to talk about referrals. If you're running a challenge group, it's a great thing to post in there and say, hey, I'm going to be running this group. Do you know anyone who might be interested in joining and getting referrals that way? So I think it's a win-win. I would love to see us create this group and have if we all pulled it together, think about it. When we did the coach sneak peek last week, if you were in there with me, we had 53 people in that group. So that's for coaching, which I feel like is kind of, some people are hesitant to invite to that. But this is just inviting for customers. So if you go ahead and invite as many people as you can and get them into this free group, we could have well over 100 people in there. And how cool would that be, right? So I'm really excited about it. And I chose to do it. I was thinking about doing it September 7th, but then I thought, you know what? It's already Thursday night. People are totally going to be checked out this weekend because it's Labor Day weekend. If we started it on Monday, coming off the holiday weekend, I just don't know how much participation we would get. So that's why I thought if we do it September 14th, we've got all next week to talk about it. And then we'll kick it off September 14th. It will run that week leading into the September 21st group. So if you have people in that beach party group, they can purchase and then be in your challenge group. So it just kind of all flows and connects and really will just kind of nicely come together, I think. So that's the beach party. If you guys have questions about that, go ahead and look at the document in our team page and go ahead and look back at the Dream Team call and listen to what Katie herself said. What I'm going to do when I get off this call, because I haven't had a chance to yet, is go onto her personal page. It's Katie Pivowar, 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 for anyone writing it down. I'm going to go back and see if I can find any of her posts where she was advertising for it. And I'm also going to reach out to her and ask her if she was doing, if she did an event invite for it, because that would be an easy way to post about it. If she did, personal inviting or just posts on her page. I'm thinking all three. I'm thinking personal invitations, event invitation, and create an event, and also whatever that last thing I said was, I can't remember, but the things we do to invite. So I think that would be really useful. And again, we'll be doing this together, but when you're creating your event, do an event by yourself, because, a lot of us have mutual friends. And I feel like if you do an event with your friend who's a coach, you may end up inviting the same people. And then it's like, well, I invited her first. No, you invited her. Not that we would go back and forth that way, but it would kind of get uncomfortable. So just keep your own event so that you know who you invited, and keep track of that. And again, have them create an account with you. I will say this, and I love that she put this on there. She put a little disclaimer on the document when, for her coaches. And she said that she would mention to people, if you are already working with a Beachbody coach, please reach out to them and see if they have anything to offer you. When you are coaching, there are lots of times where you'll have a friend who says, oh, I already have an account. Okay, they can totally switch to having you as their coach. But you want to say to them, are you already working with someone? Are you already actively working with someone? Or is it just someone who you were assigned to? Or whatever the case may be, because you just want to be careful. It sucks when you look back in your back office and you're like, where'd that person go? And it's like, whatever, it's your customer and someone else took them. Like, that stinks to look at. And while it's awesome to get new customers, you don't want to poach and take them. I actually had this happen to a friend, not on our team, just a coaching friend. This happened to her with another coach, and it just stinks. It's awkward, So just make sure that you make that clear to people before you don't want to go and say, hey, switch to me, but they're already working with someone actively. And again, I say actively because everyone's assigned a coach. I have leads who have been assigned to me that I've never spoken to. So if they have a friend who signs up as a coach and they go with them, awesome, because it's a personal connection for them. But if it's someone that I'm actively working with and really helping, it stinks when they leave you, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, so that's the beach party info, and we'll continue to talk about that and see how we can take her guide and make it work for us, or and I will make I'll make a document for all these groups so you guys can tell me which ones you want to be a part of. So September 21st, that's when I'm starting my general group. I'm going to start my preseason week on that Monday, September 21st, so that preseason will run that whole week so people can continue to purchase. And then thanks to the on-demand feature, they can even purchase up until, right before we start, because they can get their workouts on demand. So that's going to be a general group. I'm going to use my 30-day guide for that. And just go with it. And like I said, it's going to be Fall into Fitness. I will, I'll take my general guide, but I'm going to add in some stuff having to do with, those pumpkin recipes that everybody wants in the fall, and all that fun stuff that's going to be going on. It's going to be September 21st, kickoffs, official September 28th. So then in October, I can also talk about like Halloween stuff and avoiding candy and the trick or treat temptations and getting the candy out of your house, or if you're, keeping your hand out of your kid's candy bowl or whatever. So all that stuff will kind of go into there in addition to my regular posts. So again, if you want to add to that group or run your own, that's cool. I'm doing September 21st because I forget who it was who reminded me, but teachers get paid their first paycheck on September 15th. So people will start to have money again. If you're a teacher, it's awesome to have summers off until you realize you don't get a paycheck. So that'll be a good thing to think about when you're reaching out to people. September 21st, also the coach sneak peek, same as before. September 23rd, business opportunity call. It will be recorded. And then finally, September 30th, getting started right call. So that's what I have going on for September. If you have questions, just kind of keep them in the back of your mind. And at the end, I'll open it up because I just want to cover the rest of this info because, as always, I have a lot to say. So moving on. I wanted to talk to you guys. If you saw my post last week, I came up with the idea for creating an exposure list at the beginning of each week. So, the beginning of the Beachbody week is Thursday. So that might be what you consider the beginning of your week, or the beginning of the work week being Monday. Whatever works for you and your schedule, fine. But if you didn't hear my video and see my post, what I meant by the exposure list was, we say to invite 5 to 10 people per day. meaning connect with 5 to 10 people per day. Actually, there was a call a few months ago, Carl Deichler, the CEO, said, you know, if I could go back and change things, I think I would change the 3 vital behaviors to saying connect, connect, connect instead of invite, invite, invite. Meaning there are other ways to, we want to connect with people. We want to help people. We're in a business for helping people and changing lives. So when you say invite, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to pull up your friends list and cold call invite people, because that can be icky sticky and you may not get feedback. But if you think about it as a connection, making connections with people, providing value to people, reaching out to them and showing them that you care and you're there to help, it's a nicer way of thinking about it. So anyway, my exposure list, my connection list, I also like to think about it as a stalker list. Well, so last week I said create your exposure list at the beginning of the week. You know, if you're someone who says, okay, I'm going to invite 5 people per day, then you multiply that by 7, that's 35 people. At the beginning of the week, sit down, write out a list of 35 people that you're going to try to connect with throughout the week. The reason I said to do it at the beginning of the week was I felt that, you know, I often have the trouble transitioning from making the connection to then turning to invite. So I feel like if I start making the connection on Monday, by Sunday, I might be comfortable making that invite, because all those days I've been connecting in some way with those 35 people. What I mean is go to their Facebook page, like their posts, like their pictures, comment on their pictures. Look at what's going on in their lives. Make yourself a document. Make yourself notes. You know, Jane Smith, okay, she's number 1 on your exposure list. You go to your Facebook page, and you notice Jane Smith got a new job. Write it down. Got a new job. You notice Jane Smith went on vacation. Write it down. Went on vacation. You see pictures of her kids starting school. Write it down. Kids starting school. Make yourself notes and then start to like pictures, comment on pictures, whatever. Now you have notes, so at the end of the week, you are not coming out of nowhere to talk to Jane Smith. She's seen you. Now she's seen you on her page, so your posts start to show up on her page. She's now exposed to what's going on in your life, right? So when you reach out to her, now you also have something to talk about. Hey Jane, I saw you got a new job. How's it going? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Oh, that sounds so cool. You're working for whatever company. I think I've heard of them, but whatever. You have something to talk about. Jane, I saw your kids started kindergarten. Oh my gosh, you're a week in. How did it go? Now you can also talk about getting out of the house, getting lunches made, getting your workout in, whatever. You start to have ideas for talking to Jane. It's not awkward. You're not coming out of left field and Jane's like, where the hell did Krisanti come from? I haven't talked to her since high school, right? So that's your stalker list. But I was talking with my friend Linda. I actually had a play date at Sky Zone this week with one of my success partners, Linda, who's a coach on Melanie's team. And I was telling her about my stalker list, and she's like, oh my gosh, Krisanti, that's awesome, because then you can make a Facebook list to track those people. And I was like, what? You guys know about the Facebook list feature? Okay. I'm going to screen share really quickly because I've heard of it before and I forgot about it. So let me pull up my Facebook page here. I'll close this. Sorry, I'm just getting myself organized so you don't see the mess that is my desktop always. Let's see. All right. Let me screen share with you guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to mute because I'm hearing background noise.
Oh, it's me. Sorry.
That's okay. I gotcha. All right. So let me share the screen. Thumbs up if you can see my screen. Anyone? Good. Cool. All right. So let me find it. Here I am on my Facebook page. If you scroll down. Okay. See where it says friends, where my cursor is here? So this didn't used to say exposure list. You can go to more on that where that says friends and see here it says create list. If you go in there and you create the list. So I went to my friends on the left, if anyone's listening and not looking. I went to the left sidebar of my Facebook. You scroll down under your groups and it says friends. And then it says over, if you hover to the right, it says more. Then it pulls up your friends. Facebook creates these some friends lists for you. Like I didn't create this self-employed, Henry Hudson, Mount Laurel. I didn't create those. This exposure list I created. So I went to create list. And then when you're in there, you can give the list a name. So I called it exposure list. Then you go in and you click and you add your friends that you want to stalk for the week. That's it. Now, here's the cool thing. If I click on exposure list, is it going to work for me? Okay. It looks like a regular news feed, right? But it's not. These are my little stalker victims. These are the people I'm stalking for the week. That's it. Those are the only people I'm going to see. So I don't have to go onto my notes, look at my list and go, okay, Megan, I want to connect with her. Let me type in her page and go to her page. Nope. They're all right there. Is that awesome? Right? I think it's so cool. I know I'm a really big loser. So I thought that was really cool. So you guys can do that. Let me see. Stop share. All right. So hopefully that's like as exciting for you as it is for me. I just really think that that could work. I think it's a really easy way to connect with people and invite people and track people. And then as maybe you get a no, and then you can create a list of like, these Facebook lists can really be amazing for you because like if you're bad at tracking like me, you should, and I said this on the Getting Started Right call last night, I want you guys to be really good at tracking because I'm bad at tracking. Keep a notebook, keep a list of the people that you invite and keep a list of what they say and have a list of the not right nows and have a list of the no's and have a list of the get back to me in a month. But so like if you invite someone in September and they say, this month isn't a good one for me, maybe next month. And you can say to them, all right, awesome. I run these groups every month. So would you mind if I reach out to you next month? And they say, no, that's totally cool. You can create a list that says, get back to in October and put people in there. And then you remember so you can have them again. Now you've got your exposure list created for that. So I just really think these exposure lists can I'm excited. I think that it could work. So that's my exposure list stuff. If you guys have questions about that, we can ask them at the end. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about was, last thing, fit clubs. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about fit clubs before, but I was talking with Alyssa Mazars, a coach on our team who I teach with. And she was talking, she was saying, I wish we could do something at Merchantville to like really get people involved and get them exercising. And I feel like it would really boost morale in the school. And I was like, oh, totally. You can do a fit club. So a fit club basically means you are hosting kind of like a meetup group. And you're going ahead and you're getting people together and you're sharing a workout with them. So you don't have to be like an instructor, but if let's say you have a community center in your town that will allow you to use their space, or you can go to your kids' elementary school and they'll allow you to use their space. And you can say, okay guys, every Wednesday night, I'm going to host a free fit club. Come and join me and we'll work out together for a half an hour. So you get people together. There's a waiver in the back office that says you're not responsible. And you have people come and they show up and you have a TV or if you're in a place that has a projector, awesome. And you take your Beachbody On Demand and you pull up a workout and you all do it together. That's that easy. And you have them create a free account. Now they're your customer. You can bring a blender and bring Shakeology and do samples. You can buy the packets of Shakeology so that when they taste Shakeology and realize they love it, they can buy packets from you. This week you do size, next week you do the 21-day fix, the following week you do T25, and then you're posting about it on your wall and you're getting people excited and you're making new contacts and you're doing something social. So that's how fit clubs work. If that sounds like something you're into, then you need to find a space. If you're a teacher, like I was talking about this with Alyssa, you are in a great situation to do it because most schools at this point have smart boards, right? Think about it. You can just say, hey guys, Wednesday afternoon when school gets out, do you guys want to come to my classroom and we'll all do a 21-day fix workout? You can check out what it's all about. Then maybe you make up a batch of Shakeology if you have a blender there. Or you bring a printout and you give them every week, you give them a recipe, a crock pot recipe, or pack your lunch recipe, and you print it out. And now you're providing value to them for free. And now if you're doing it where you work, and it doesn't really have to even be a school, it can be anywhere. You're doing it where you work at the office, or you're a stay-at-home mom and you want to do it in your community center, or you want to have people over to your house and do it in your basement or your garage. Now you're providing value, and now these people see you as someone they can come to. And that's what this is all about. So fit clubs are a really great option. It's just another way to kind of get yourself out there and just have more fun with what we do and what we have to offer. So that was the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. I think that's it. That was my notes, my September rundown, the groups that I'm offering, the online party, the Facebook stalker lists, and fit clubs. And I think that's about it. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I posted that schedule already on our team page. I'm going to also go ahead and create a document with signups for the groups. And you can go ahead if you want to be in the Diamond group or the Vital Behaviors group, go ahead and put your name in there. Or, if you're not a new coach and you're not ready for Diamond, enter the 3 Vital Behaviors. I really want you guys to, I would love for everyone to be in some group. I just think it's a great way to plug into your business. If you're a somewhat new coach and maybe you did the new coach training, but it was a bad time for you, or you feel like you need to do it again, you can totally do that too. I can add you to the new coach group again. That's totally cool. So that's an option as well. So you've got lots of options. We've got lots of groups. I feel like this is going to be an awesome month. I think we could all get this P90X prize. We could all hit Success Club this month, right? We can continue to grow and to just succeed and to really feel fulfilled, right? Like that's why I came up with the name Fit and Fulfilled, because truly doing this is my passion and it makes me feel fulfilled. So hopefully you guys can feel my energy and my excitement for this, and it gets you guys excited as well. So at this point, if you have any questions or you want to add to anything that I said, go ahead and unmute yourself so that everyone can kind of hear what you have to say. Oh, and one more thing, I'm sorry. The other thing I'm going to start doing is when I get off this call, I'm going to sign up for an Acuity Scheduler account. So if you guys wanted to schedule a phone call with me, I'll put up the link for that so that you can have a chat with me at any time. All right, that's all I've got. So go ahead and open it up, whatever you have to say. Anyone? All right.
Hey, here I am.
Hi.
I just had a couple questions about the party. Now, can people who have already set up an account be a participant?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And people that have already purchased challenge packs can be a participant?
Yeah, because you know what? Even if, first of all, if they're a customer and they've already purchased a challenge pack, maybe they've fallen off the wagon and need to get reconnected, or maybe they've only done T25 and they have no idea about any of the other programs, so it'll be useful for them. But also, even if they don't purchase a challenge pack, you're increasing your volume, right, which is awesome.
Okay, and you're going to post the document on the page?
Yeah, I posted it before the call.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that yet. Now, what else did I want to ask? I don't know. I'm suffering a blank. Oh, my team is doing our group September 14th, so I wonder if that's going to be, I mean, I guess we could just push the people off to October till the next group, or just, be present in both groups. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
I mean, our monthly group is September 14th. It's going to start.
Okay, so what's your concern? Sorry.
With the people doing the party, it's like...
Well, you know what? I feel like, and I went back and forth. I was going to do September 14th, but then because of the party, I pushed it to the 21st. But I feel like, you can add people to a group at any time. Like when you put that preseason stuff in there, it's there. And I think something that we started doing, I know Kat and I were doing it, I'm not sure if you were doing it, was when we post our preseason stuff, we were posting it in an album. So like, we would do like an image with the directions for preseason.
Yeah, I posted in a document. So like, not a document, files.
Okay.
So like So like if they miss it, one of my files is preseason.
Right. So that way there, you're not like, they're not having to scroll through posts. Cause I know in the past I was just making it a post and then it was like having to go back and tag them. So if you have it there anyway, like I feel like you can continue it running. And the fact now that we have on demand and they can get their workouts like within, I don't know exactly how many hours. I got mine within like 12 hours.
Right.
Like you can add them at any time. It's really, I wouldn't, because I feel like there are so many times that I've struggled with like, when's the right time to start a group? And then I'm like, well, that's not a good time. And that's not a good time. And then I put it off and then I do this and then I do that. And then I end up not running it or like, so I wouldn't worry about it. I think I would do the party. And then even if they decide on Friday, so if we're running it, the party is what did I say, the 14th,
right?
If they run it all that week, even if they order on that 5th day, the Friday, they'll get their on-demand workouts for Monday.
Right.
And really when you do on demand, the guides are there too. So the only thing they wouldn't have by Monday's start date would be Shakeology. But it's preseason anyway. Or no, it's not your preseason. It's your first.
I know. I mean, I guess not, in all honesty, I could always push back. But, I have people, not a lot of people have bought so far because we didn't really start publicizing until like August 31st.
Right. And that was what I was thinking. I was like, I really don't have that many people that are waiting for that group. But what I do have is like my general fitness group.
Right.
So I can always add them in there to hang out before that. Or what you could do is also.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a group going on now from August 17th and also a size group that's ending this week.
Yeah. I mean, I created also I call it feeling fit and fulfilled, I think. And so anyone who's a customer but isn't in an active group, I put them in there.
Yeah, we have that too.
Okay.
Like an ongoing group.
Yeah. So you could put them in there. Or the other thing is you could even start your, like, let's say you're doing September 21st. You can start that group now and start adding people in.
Right.
And say to them, our official date is going to be the 21st, but you're welcome to get started now and just post in here. And then every day you just post something. And that would be kind of cool because you're getting them psyched up anyway. If it's just your sweaty self or your motivational post every day.
Yeah. No, it's true because I feel like a lot of people these days, or at least recently, they kind of are so excited that they start before preseason anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like the day one of preseason and everyone's like, my workout. And you're like, oh, okay, sure.
Right. Yeah. So I think just go with it. I think sometimes when you worry too much about it, like I said, then you end up not doing it or whatever.
Yeah. The other thing with the Fit Club, I did one before and I just found it to be, it was hard to get people. I mean, Amanda came to my Fit Club and it was mostly, I did it in the morning and where Reese goes to dance, the owner of the studio gave me the space for free. And I, thought that I would get a lot of people and I published on all those mom sites and people filled out my WooFoo form and all that. But it was basically just my friends supporting me.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on your market. It'll work for some people. It might not work for others. Like I said, if you're someone who works, I think that's a natural fit.
No, I think like you said, it's good for teaching. I mean, people are done. They want to get their frustrations out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's a good place. I feel and then Trisha tried to do it at night and got a space at 5:30. But then for moms with kids, that are my kids' age, school age, that's the world's worst time because you're a taxi driver.
Yeah. I mean, you know what you could do too is if you're starting to think about doing one, put some feelers out. Post in those moms groups or post on your page and just say hey guys, if I were to offer, I want to get some friends together to work out with. I love working out at home, but sometimes it gets lonely. Would anyone be interested in getting together to work out if I did that weekly? And kind of just put a feeler out there, so that way you're not making that commitment and showing up and no one's there. You're kind of already putting the feeler out. And if you don't get anyone, you try again the next month,
Yeah. But space is probably the hardest thing. Cause I was really lucky that, Kim is her name, gave me the space because it wasn't being used in the morning. And she was like, oh, sure, go ahead. You know what I mean? Because any other place, I feel I would have had to pay for, and then they want all this insurance stuff, which I totally get,
That's what's always held me back. But I think as far as the insurance thing, having those waivers is huge.
Yeah.
If you could
I've kind of made up my own waiver,
use the Beachbody one.
Yeah.
Because it's official, it's been done, and it's total, like, you don't want to screw yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have a waiver with our running camps, and I just
right.
reworded that, which like my dad did, and he's a lawyer, so it was like legit.
Cool.
But
All right.
so that's all I've got.
Anyone else? Let me look at the questions that are typed in. I didn't see these.
They're probably all for me.
I have a question, actually.
All right.
So with Megan's question about can people who have already signed up get in the party, how do you give a prize to that person? Because I know I watched that video on YouTube, and I know one of the things was if you signed up for the free account, you were automatically entered for like the level 1 prize or whatever. So are you able to, if they've already got an account, put them in that level 1 prize, or then are they going to have to take the next step in order to get a prize? Because I think the idea of getting free stuff is what is going to draw people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. No, I think that you're saying if they already have an account with you?
Yeah, I mean, I won't have that, but just anyone else.
Yeah.
If they already have existing customers and put them in, how would they get that level 1 prize?
So basically the thing is, and I don't know because I haven't spoken to Katie yet, but I think that the reason she did that was because it allowed people, like a lot of times when I've done free groups, when I say to some people, like let's say I say to someone I don't know, okay, but you have to create a free account. People are like, whoa, she's trying to sell me something. You know what I mean? But if you're like, I want you to create a free account and then you get entered to win this prize, it kind of takes that pressure off, and it's like it's a distractor almost. So if they already have an account with you, I think it's just it's just a matter of them having an account.
Okay.
So as long as they have an account, you're good. Just don't, if they say, well, I don't want to create a free account, don't put them in the group because, the problem with it is, and the reason you're creating the free account is because you don't want someone to come into your group and love what you're doing and say, I want to, I love this. I want to purchase the 21-day fix. And then they just log on and purchase it and they get assigned a random coach and it's not you. Mm-hmm. And then you don't get credit. And that could happen, so that it's just kind of getting them established. And when I talk to people too, because sometimes, like I said, people can be reluctant to create a free account. I'll say look, you're creating a free account. It is truly free. But what that is going to do is that's going to put you on my customer list so that anytime I have something going on and I send an email out, you're going to get it. Because if you were on my Getting Started Right call last night, you were.
Yeah.
And I showed you where you can send that bulk email. So if you're sending a bulk email, it's going to those customers. You're not having to say, oh, Mary signed up for an account. Let me send her what's going on this month. She's already getting that information. So that's what I talk to people about too.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Anyone else? I think we're good. All right, guys. Awesome. So that will end our call for tonight at 9:28. That's awesome. Normally I go over. So, all right, guys, have a great night. Like I said, I posted that document. I'm going to reach out to Katie and get some more information, and I'll let you know what the deal is, and then I'll create that document for the sign-ups so I know who's in for what groups. Like I said, it's totally cool if you run your own groups. I think, there is power in numbers, so don't go and do something totally by yourself. I mean, if you want to, that's cool, but, at least team up with a couple of other coaches, if nothing else. And then if we could do a team-wide, I'm totally drawing a blank. See, I wanted to go over 9:30 apparently in the back of my head. If we wanted to do a team-wide coach sneak peek, that's what I was going to say. I think that's something we definitely should do as a group because I think that helps. So
I also think that the Fast Track's a diamond in the 3 vital behaviors, and obviously the Coach Training Academy would be good to do as a group.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the only thing, like you said, you already have your challenge group.
Right.
That's fine.
Because I feel like if we all combine, it's too many people.
Yeah. Well, especially if you have, you know what it is, if you have too many coaches leading, it can be confusing. I think it's good to have like 2, I mean, I'm happy to do the post by myself, but if you have 4 coaches doing a group, that's cool because then everyone can kind of take a week.
Right.
Which is nice. And then you still have a good amount of challengers. And then I think it's nice for people to connect, whatever works. But yeah, definitely. I would say, let's make it hands down that we'll do the coach sneak peek as a group. Those coach training groups starting on Monday, those will be as a group. And then I'll talk to the coaches who have coaches in those groups about splitting posts, like Megan and Kat and Alyssa, I know. And then if you want to do your own challenge groups, that's totally fine, but mine are open to you as well. And then with the party, again, depending on how you want to do it, whatever. I think the more coaches we have in the party, I think that would be good for two reasons. One being that we'll have more people, so it's more of a party. Two,
I think we should all party together.
Yeah, I think so. And then two, like I said, if we do that grand prize at the end and everyone chips in, we're not spending a lot of money. So, all right. That's it. That's all I got. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Bye.